Knowing what we know now, would you have authorized the invasion?
I would have, and so would have Hillary Clinton, just to remind everybody, and so would have almost everybody that was confronted with the intelligence they got. Knowing what we know now, what would you have done? I would have not engaged. I would not have gone into Iraq.
Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush with a couple of different answers to the question, would you have invaded Iraq? Those responses prompted a media frenzy and later prompted the brother of President George W. Bush to revise his remarks. Several GOP presidential potentials like Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, and Chris Christie have now offered qualifiers as they interpret the history of the invasion, but that's left several Iraqi vets frustrated. Some vets from that Iraqi war say it feels as if the candidates are saying their sacrifice was in vain. For more, let's bring in Larry Ward. He is the political director of Special Operations Speaks PAC, and he joins us from Newsmax, Washington. Larry, in your opinion, what do you make of these Republican candidates now distancing themselves from the war in Iraq?
Well, as you said, there are a lot of veterans who are quite upset over the fact that their service is being minimized, being called a mistake. And, quite frankly, I don't think that the Republican candidates have handled it very well.
Is distancing from the Iraq war, in your mind, a bad political move for those Republican wannabes?
You can distance yourself from the policy that got us into Iraq without distancing from the service of the men and women. And I don't think they did a very good job, positioning the argument that the work of the men and women in our armed services was honorable.
Is it collective damage, or in your opinion, does it hurt Governor Bush the most?
Oh, it hurts Governor Bush the most, and there is some other collective damage, but it's something that we're hearing from our veterans at Special Operations Speaks for sure.
Well, Governor Bush mentioned Hillary Clinton in his first answer. Speaking of Secretary Clinton, she was in New Hampshire over the weekend. A reporter managed to ask her about her involvement in Benghazi. Let's listen to her response, and then we'll get your reaction.
Do you have a perception problem? Can I just ask you, many Americans don't believe that you've told the truth on Benghazi.
Well, I'm going to let the Americans decide that. Thank you all very much.
Wow, pretty quick response. I'm going to let the Americans decide that. What about Hillary and this virtual silence with the media and that kind of flippant response?
Well, it's par for the course for Hillary. What difference does it make anyway? Of course, is what is going to be stuck with her in the Benghazi story for the rest of her career. But I think it's not up to the American people. And Special Operations Speaks has launched a campaign to impeach Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. And I believe it's up to Congress to take action now to impeach Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. Can we impeach her? Yes, there is. It is constitutional, and there is precedent. It's called late impeachment, and essentially it provides Congress with the mechanism to impeach cabinet members from office after they've left. And impeachment, of course, does two things. One is impeachment. Number one, it removes someone from office. Of course, that's moot. Number two, it disqualifies the Secretary Clinton from running for office for the rest of her life. She will not be able to run for president. And we believe that is a very appropriate action given her absence in Benghazi, the cover-up with the emails, the money that she's taken into the Clinton Foundation from foreign governments. There is enough there that constitutes high crimes and misdemeanors. And just for your audience, high crimes doesn't mean more serious crimes. It means crimes committed against the people by those in high power.
Well, you and your organization working to impeach Hillary after the fact, you say there is precedent, but is this resonating in Congress? Has any member of the House or any member of the Senate stepped forward saying, you guys are right, I will draft a bill of impeachment?
We haven't had anybody say they would draft a bill of impeachment, but we have congressional support. We've been around to a number of members. Congressman Pete Olson has given us a thumbs up, essentially, that he backs our efforts And there are a number of other members who I believe are going to be coming out this week and next week with also encouraging statements.
Well, we will look to see the support on Capitol Hill. With 30 seconds remaining, Larry Ward, are you concerned that there could be a backlash, that Hillary could somehow gain sympathy from an impeachment movement? About 20 seconds now, Larry.
Absolutely not. If you look at history, when Nixon was, by the way, that Hillary was involved in the impeachment effort, when he resigned, the Democrats won the next election. When Bill Clinton was resigned, Hillary's husband, the Republicans won the next election. Impeachment is not a negative in politics, it's a positive.
Larry Ward, we thank you for your time, and we also appreciate very much what it is you had to say, and we'll be back right after this.